I was watching Sanford and Son as usual, and now that off work for a little bit, this little virus thing that they got going around has kind of put us into a different spiral. But I'm watching Sanford and Son, and I normally do. It's my favorite show, and I was watching the episode by the numbers, and the one where Fred hit the lottery and banged him for $600. And how, and I'm talking about the spirit, like the spirit of the way that worked out. He normally don't have a lot of money, things don't happen good, so he ends up, y'all saw the episode, and he strikes gold. Lamont, in the beginning, a family member, a loved one supposedly, is afraid and talks him out of the concept of gambling. So spending money to go off of a hunch. So sometimes we have a vision of something that we want to do and accomplish, and people talk us out of it, our loved ones. So, excuse me. So Lamont was interested in talking him out of not spending his money, but I do see both sides. You save the money so that you don't have to, struggle, I guess, so to speak. But Lamont talked him out of the $10, talked him out of the $6, talked him out of the $5, and talked him out of the $1. Fred even went so far as saying, what if I found 9 other guys and we chip in a dime apiece? So Fred is at the bottom of his vision, even though he had the vision, the dream of 219 and ride on a train, he's Kansas City, Omaha, and stuff like that, China. He said, how did you get to China on a bus? Said, well, I told you it's one of my special dreams. But anyway, so Lamont forbids him to spend his money on gambling, on a hunch that he had. So like I said, sometimes we have a vision, we have a dream, and we feel like we need to go for it. But we hesitate because some of our family members, people who love us, make us scared. So his loved one, Lamont, talked him out of the $10, which he could have had a big winning had he believed in himself and what he was talking about. But Lamont, the family member, talked him out of that. So I want to say to family members, quit talking people out of things that they have as a vision. Let them go ahead and do whatever they're going to do. If you don't want to support them or back them up, then I guess you can do what people normally do. They just forsake you and they leave you alone. I guess if you have too many of these little hunches or these little visions and things, people just stop believing that you have the ability to get it done for real. But anyway, so that is what that is. Fred ends up going and following his own hunch, and he bets $1. Bubba comes over, says, Fred, can I borrow some money from you? I did a dumb thing this morning. I bet on the number. I had one of my dreams, my special dreams, where I was trimming Christmas trees and stuff like that. And so Fred gave him, he said, I was wondering if I could borrow $5 from you. Fred said, you caught me at a bad time. I got it. He pulls the $5 out, peels it off of the little stack of money that he got, gives it to Bubba, and then they get ready to go in. And Lamont reminds him, that Bubba had a dream too, Pops. He said, yeah, but anybody dream about Christmas trees in September is a born loser. So Lamont is still a skeptic in saying, in reality, man, Bubba had a dream as well. He's human. So why not? Why do you think that your vision or dream is any better than anybody else? So Lamont got a good case at this point. So Fred again makes the bet, places it, and he finds out that he won. And when he found out that he won and the number came out, he said, what's the one where, you have to ride on a train? And he said, 219. 219. I said, yep. And then Fred said, I told you, if I had bet $10, I'd have had such and such. If I had bet $5, and he got all the way down and said, but I didn't listen to what you said. I bet $1 and I won 600 big ones. And Lamont, if you watch the episode again, Lamont was standing there like the letter I, looking ridiculous. But in fairness to Lamont, I understand it, You can't do all these get-rich-quick schemes. They don't work out. And betting the numbers, Fred said it's 600 to 1 your chance of winning. So I wouldn't advise everybody to run out and do such a thing. It's dangerous when you have a hunch or a thing. I just did a video called 8 Seconds. You can go crazy and hurt yourself in these processes. So you're in this world, and what do you do when you have a vision or you got a prophecy or whatnot? So anyway, Fred won. He went to Field's Fashion Box and burned 100 of those things on an outfit. A beautiful pink blazer or vest or whatever that is, and pants and some white shoes and a cane that he used to open the door first and made sure that the door was completely open before he walked in. I thought that was a nice little touch. So he walks in and Lamont changes gears. And so he says, Pop, I thought you'd been responsible with the money. I thought you would put it in the bank and did something responsible for it. So maybe if you tell me something responsible, maybe I'll do it. So here's Lamont's chance to bring reality back to the table. Bills, consistency, things that man deals with, that they deal with. And maybe you could, get the truck could use 4 new tires. The walls could be painted. And I, for one, could get a new outfit myself. Now, what do you think about that? And then Fred hit him with, I'll send you a postcard. And so he says, don't worry about me. I won't. Have fun when you go. I will. And so he grabs his suitcase, and now Fred looked like he's insensitive. When normally in other episodes, he don't want Lamont to go nowhere. He pulls a heart attack or something like that. And so Lamont asks him, so where are you going to go? Someplace I've always wanted to go out to the wild, game and stuff like that. So you going to go to Africa? Which was a good answer that Lamont gave. No, I'm going to go to Las Vegas. So Fred's going to go blow the money in Las Vegas, Nevada. And he said, so I'm going there, and for the most part, he made this motion. If anybody know when he gets arthritis, he says, what are you going to do? You can't say, I can't go and play on the crap tables, but my fingers is just right for when you slide on the slot machines. And he pulls his hands like that. So he uses his arthritis to work out into his favor. So now arthritis is good for holding the tops of the slot machine, but he has arthritis and he's dying when Lamont want to go somewhere on a date or hang out with Rollo or something like that. He uses it as a crutch to keep Lamont in. So now Lamont is using it as a crutch to keep him in. So in actuality, they family, they love each other, but they do a lot of weird things to one another to keep each other trapped in their situation. But nonetheless, so Fred with the $600 threatening to bust out. Lamont, sometimes when he goes out with goes out with Rollo or with a girl or with Julio or something, he's threatening to break the crust of what they got going. So it's Sanford and Son, and that's it. It ain't nothing else. So there's no third parties involved. So the episodes are wrapped around these guys just keeping each other into the same web. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But nonetheless, Fred sits there. Aunt Ethel comes over because I believe Lamont called her. I don't know this for sure, but he smiles when he tries to convince him about giving her the $200. I'm trying to speed the story up a little bit more. He tries to convince her of that. And then so he gives her the $200. He feels bad about it. That she says she's going to die. She tapped into his ego and his consciousness. He's a real man. She's family, so he doesn't want to see his wife's sister die. Gives her the $200. And then he sounds insensitive because she mysteriously comes over with food that he likes to eat. Some kind of pigtails or something like that. But anyway, yuck. To me, I don't like that stuff. But anyway, so he gets the $200 and he says something that sounds insensitive, but he's frustrated, and I get it. He says, I don't know if it compares to, you having something removed out of you compared to what it is like having 200 big ones removed from your pocket. So he sounded insensitive, and then so he leaves, and she leaves, and Lamont says, bless you, Fred. Bless you, Lamont. Bless this house. And she walks out, and Lamont is smiling because, Pops, you did something great. You helped somebody. You did something. He said, yeah, don't you feel real good on the inside? Yeah, like heartburn. But so Bubba comes, and Bubba comes, and Fred opens the door, walks out full speed, walks right past Bubba. Bubba has a problem with his car. Max the knife, who cut up his clothes before, is the one who did back alimony on him. He don't know if he's going to be able to get to work now. He needs $250. Fred says, I'm going to go over and call a taxi company. I'm going to see what's if I can get my own ride. So he's trying to do like this to Lamont. And Lamont wants to talk to him in the kitchen. He said, man, I only got $300 left, though. But Bubba needs $250. That's your friend. You know he would do it for you. Tugs on his heartstring. Fred gives him the $250. Bubba walks out. Bless you, Fred. Bless you, Lamont. Bless his house. He walks out. Fred got $50 left. He tells Lamont, here, you take it. I don't want it. What am I going to do with it? He said, Pop, you did two great things today. I don't know it. So somebody knocks on the door. Fred said a line that I stick to. I never heard this term before until I watched this episode. But I watched this episode a lot, so I've gotten accustomed to it. Fred says, here comes another touch now. A touch. Here comes another touch now. A freeloader, a bum, a beggar, a gold digger. Here comes another one now. So Lamont got the $50 in his hand. The guy comes up and says, if there's only $50 left or whatever, well, I'll take it. Great day in the morning. And they pick their hands up in the air. The guy takes the $50 and he leaves. So Fred has nothing. Once upon a time, he had $600. It's a good thing he went down to Phil's fashion box before this thing started, or he wouldn't have had nothing. So let me say to you guys, when you work, you go to a job, if you can, buy yourself something first before you go home. Because if you don't buy yourself before you go home, then you ain't going to have nothing. You ain't going to have nothing at all. Our families, loved ones, people that love us now, have an uncanny ability. Bills, mysterious things pop up. If you ever notice when you get a couple of extra dollars, something happens and you have to use it on that situation. So if you don't buy yourself something, probably not going to have anything. So Fred put a sign at the end of the thing. He popped it up there and he said, it was a plus sign from the South, like the Red Cross, I guess, and he said, we gave.